اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to a new episode, the final episode out of 3 episodes of the SimplyRYQ Surah Al-Fatihah, brought to you by TVQ.Academy, your borderless school of the Quran. By Allah's will, we have covered the first 2 episodes, introduction, where we learned some of the names of Surah Al-Fatihah and also some of the significance of Surah Al-Fatihah. In the second, we learned the meaning of the verses of Surah Al-Fatihah. What we did in the first episode and in the second episode represent some of the dimensions of the SimplyRYQ Quran framework. If you are interested to know more about the SimplyRYQ framework, which is meant and comes with the philosophy of not leaving anyone behind without mastering the Quran, the philosophy of SimplyRYQ is no Muslim should be deprived from the opportunity to master the Quran. That's why this comes to you free of charge. Free of charge is only a matter of whether you want to do it or you don't want to do it. Of course, there are other alternatives outside there. The Muslim should learn the Quran. The Muslim should master the Quran. And the prerequisite, which no Muslim has excuse not to know, is Surah Al-Fatihah. So today, by Allah's will, SimplyRYQ, which has this framework, and we are in the ongoing in the middle, and we have Surah Al-Baqarah, which is ongoing on the channel. Surah Al-Fatihah, which is now also ongoing. We have in the pipeline Juz Amma, Juz number 29, and Surah Al-Kahf. So subscribe if you want to help yourself by Allah's will. We also have SimplyRYQ Q&A, where we answer questions related to what this we learn as we go. So Surah Al-Fatihah, we have covered the introduction, the meaning of the surah, and today we are going to demonstrate how we are going to read. It is very important to remind myself and your good selves that we have agreed that SimplyRYQ Surah Al-Fatihah series comes to supplement previous SimplyRYQ series and also serves as a reference for future SimplyRYQ series, especially those that are in the pipeline, Juz Amma and Juz number 29, as well as Surah Al-Kahf. What does it mean? At the beginning of every series, we usually start and demonstrate with Surah Al-Fatihah. So this episode and series will stay as reference. Therefore, there will be no need for me to record again Surah Al-Fatihah like I did in Surah 2 at the beginning of Surah Al-Baqarah series, at the beginning of Juz Amma Practical Tajwid series. Therefore, this, inshallah, will stay and be the reference. If you are a current student of TVQ.Academy or a new student of TVQ.Academy, Surah Al-Fatihah will be your first assignment. If you don't need to take the Arabic alphabet and master develop the exposure and master the recognition of the Arabic alphabet. If you don't need that and you have to start reading right away, then Surah Al-Fatihah will be part of your first assignment. In fact, if you are starting Juz Amma, Surah Al-Fatihah will be your first assignment. Now, the approach we apply here will be applicable to most of our SimplyRYQ reading program. SimplyRYQ is a framework that consists reading, memorization, internalizing, and revision. What we have done in the previous episode represent some dimension, understanding and reflection and internalizing. And what we are going to do now represents reading and memorization. All right, reading, memorization, and revision. So the first step of reading is I will be reading and give you some time to read after me. So please engage and interact. SimplyRYQ guarantees by Allah's will remarkable results. But that remarkable results comes after some prerequisites, which we will be mentioning at the beginning of every series, the series of Al-Baqarah, series of Juz Amma, as well as series of Juz number 20, 29, and probably Surah Al-Kahf as well. When I read, I will pause and give you the time to read after me. Read loud as I am reading. There's no need to be shy when we are learning. The one who is shy during learning will not learn. Another thing is Quran reading requires verbal interaction. So one cannot learn to read and master the recitation of the Quran with his mouth shut. It doesn't work. Read after me, and when I say let's go back and repeat, we repeat together. So if I'm reading faster than you, that means you are too slow, which is very unlikely to happen. If I'm reading, if you are reading faster than me, that means you are too fast and you are missing some of the tajweed. That is point number 2. Point number 3 is it's very important to use headphones, earpiece, to isolate what you hear and be able to be attentive. Isolate yourself from external distractions. All right. So it's very important to have it. You don't need to have it if you are in a quiet place. In a quiet place like this, you will be able to hear with clarity. And by Allah's will, I have made sure that I outsource audio system or sound system in a way that it will be clear enough and clean enough for your convenience and comfort, inshallah ta'ala. So if you cannot hear me unless there is technical problem, that means either your mobile phone, your device with which you are listening is not outputting clean sound, or you are in a very noisy place. In that case, please use headphones. All right. So here we go. We have learned that every surah, or at the beginning of every recitation, we must start with al-isti'adha. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. And we are taking the easiest form and the widespread form, which is here. So, without further ado, let's do this. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Together. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. When you read أعوذ بالله, refrain from saying أَأُ. A and A'u are two different things. They are siblings, but they are two different articulate letters. A'u, A'u. Don't say A'u. A'udhu, dhu. Your tongue must touch, the tip of your tongue must touch between your teeth. A'udhu. So don't say A'udhu. A'udhu, dhu. أعوذ بالله من الشيء. Don't say do not say أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. And also when we start to read the Quran, we don't start the Quran by saying أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Then now Alhamdulillah. No, the way you're going to read the other verses is the same way you're going to start your al-isti'adha with. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. If you can hear me clearly, you will notice that I am not saying أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. So just because you can hear me doesn't mean that you are listening. the one who will listen will hear difference. One way of making, another thing I have to mention here is please. After we finish reading, if you're not a student of TVQ.Academy, after you finish any assignment, please read it to someone next to you who has a better exposure than yourself to help you identify some mistakes and correct some mistakes. All right. So now you can hear me, but I cannot hear you. So if you repeat wrongly, I will not be able to correct it for you. So I am not saying a'udhu bella. There's a difference between ba and b. Mina shay. There's a difference between mana and mina. Mina shay. There's a difference between mina shay and mina shay. Ni arrojim. So one more time together. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Moving on. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Do not start by saying Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Bismillahir Rahman. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Common mistake is some will say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. You have to compress your throat to get the ha. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Next, moving on. Alhamdu. Do not say al-ala. Ha. Do not say al-ha. Alhamdu. Alhamdulillahi Rabbi. Do not say Rabbi. Rabbi. Do not say Rabbi. Rabbi. Press and your lips when they call it. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Now let's pick up from the beginning of Al-Isti'adha. أعوذ together. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. Moving on. الرحمن الرحيم. Do not say Al-Rahmani. That's why there is sign of emphasis here. So we say Ar-Ra. The lam is merged in the Ra. Ar-Rahmani Rahim. Ar-Rahmani Rahim. Let's pick up from the beginning of Bismillah together. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Moving on. Maliki Yawmiddin. Do not say Maliki, since there is a little alif in the book you are reading or what we are reading. So we don't. You may hear Maliki Yawmiddin in a different qira'ah. Here we are applying Hafs and Asim. If you don't know what you are doing, please don't combine, don't merge. So focus on learning on one with one teacher or multiple teachers of the same style or the same version of qira'ah, right? Maliki, Maliki, not Maliki. Yawmiddi, not Yawmitti. It is Dal. Maliki Yawmiddin. Maliki Yawmiddin. Now, pay attention to here. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My lips are collided. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. My lips rest on mim immediately. However, here, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. My lips don't collide immediately. I first have to deliver the noon, Al-Alameen. Deliver the noon or any letter for that matter, which is not a letter of the lips. Ba and mim. Most of the time, people will apply mim at the end because they are resting their mouth. Yes, we rest our mouth after we deliver whatever we need to deliver first. So we don't rest before we deliver, or we don't rest with delivering at the same time. In that case, we will apply mim insert mim, which is a mistake. So do not say Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Rabbil Alameen. Rabbil Alameen. After that, you can rest your lips. So let's together from the beginning of Bismillah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Moving on. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Two things to pay attention here. Over here, you see the ya is emphasized. So we say Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka. Do not say Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka or Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka. Another thing I should have mentioned at the beginning is here we are not paying attention to melody. Melody is the last thing, if any at all. Melody, apply melody, the natural, beautiful melody Allah has gifted you. You don't have to go and attend classes to learn melody for reading the Quran. There's no need for that. Your Quran recitation will be better when you are able to read it with proper tajwid and use your natural melody. You are communicating with Allah. You are not communicating to impress anybody. All right. Or you are reciting to impress Allah, and Allah loves it as it is. You don't have to go and learn melody. Go and learn Quran, not to learn melody. Melody comes automatically. All right. So, and it is when people prioritize melody over proper reading, that is where they apply, they compromise the proper reading sometimes. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Another thing is you can notice that over here we say nasta'in, we drag the sin. Exactly the same way we dragged it at the beginning when we said Bismillah. We didn't say Bismillah, Bismillah, or Bismillah, Bismillah. The same way we do here. Nasta'in. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. One more time. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. Moving on. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. First thing here is ihdina, not ihdina. Ihdina, I'm not saying ihdina. Ihdina. Ihdina say. Ihdina say. This is sad, not sin. So don't say also when you apply sad, don't say ihdina say. No. Ihdina sirata. Emphasize on the sad because it is letter of Shamsiyah. Another thing is anytime you watch Surah Al-Fatihah here or any surah in the SimplyRYQ Juz Amma, please make some time to watch a relevant video related to it from Juz Amma Practical Tajwid series, because over there we learn Juz Amma and explain the relevant Tajwid in the different surahs of Juz Amma, which we are not necessarily doing here. Here we are only demonstrating how to read properly. Okay, why are we doing so is because in here at TVQ.Academy, your borderless school of the Quran, before you start reading the Quran, we must take you through Arabic alphabet if you have to, and through it we will learn how to read with Tajwid. Okay, now اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. If you notice, when we read Bismillah, we said Bismi. We did not say Bismi. Also over here, Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nas. We said nas. We did not say nasta'in because it is sin. It is not sad. When you want to say sin and your mouth are not stretched and you smile, that means you are applying sad. The common mistake here, ihdina siratal a common mistake is people will say al-mustaqim. Al-mustaqim. Why do they say so? Because when you apply any letter with dhamma, you need to push your lips forward. Mu, bu, na'bu. You have to push your lips forward and round it up to get a dhamma. Mu, bu, u, al-maghdu. You have to do that. And when they do that, they fail to stretch back their lips for the sin here. And that changes the characteristic of this letter into a different letter totally. Al-musta. When you say al-musta, you are applying a different letter. Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. Another thing, this is qaf. Do not say al-mustaqim. Al-mustaqim. It is qaf. Al-mustaqim. Qaf is softer. Is soft. Kaf is dry. Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. Now let's pick up together from Iyyaka na'budu together. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. Moving on. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم. Of course, we have learned that here we cannot say صراط الذين. صراط الذين أنعمت. A common mistake is when people read أنعمت, they turn this into عين or they turn this into hamza. Either they say it أنعمت or they say it أنعمت. Either way is a mistake. أنعمت and not أنت. This is mean you must collide your lips to get it. أنعمت عليهم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم. Moving on, one more time. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم. Moving on. غير المغضوب عليهم. Here do not say غيري, it is غا, غيري. Every heavy letter, 7 of them, خاء, صاد, ضاد, غين, طا, قاف, and ظا. So over here we have the غين. So we say غا, we don't say غا. Over here we have عين, لا, we say تا. We do not say تا. Therefore, and over here also we say alayhim, we do not say loy. Therefore here we don't say, and this is opposite of that. Ra is opposite of that. This ghain is in the category of ra with fatha here, or in the category of sad when it is fatha, or dad here, which we are coming to shortly. So we don't say ra, we say ra. غير المغضوب عليهم. غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. ولا الضالين. Now, before we finish up, dal comes from the tip of your tongue with the sealing, for sealing, da, di, do. Dad doesn't come from there. Dad comes from the side of the tongue with the molar tooth beside on the right or on the left or both. And you will appreciate it better when it is sukun, or shadda. Walad from here, not walad da. Waladdallin. Another thing is when a letter is heavy and you extend it with the heaviness. Maintain the heaviness. Until you reach to the letter the next letter, then only then you release and apply whatever characteristic that letter requires. The mistake, common mistake that some may make is they say no, and extend it, because here we need to extend it to 6 points. Now let's combine غير المغضوب to ولا. Read after me. غير المغضوب غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Now let's combine صراط together to the end. صراط, of course we stop here, right? But we are combining it together. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Now let's pick up from here. إياك نعبد together. إياك نعبد وإياك. Do not extend this. نعبد. Some may say إياك نعبد وإياك. There is no extension here and no reason to extend. That's number one. Number two, since you are listening attentively with probably your headphones or earpiece on, you will notice that the Dhamma is pure, clean. I say Iyyaka na'budu. I don't say na'budu. It is not bodo, whatever. There's no O in the Quran. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Together. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Now let's combine everything. Come on, let's do this. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. One more round. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. All right. With that, we have come to the end of this episode number 3 of the SimplyRYQ Surah Al-Fatihah. And we have also come to the end of the SimplyRYQ Surah Al-Fatihah. Like I said, this series is very special for many reasons. For the fact that it's Surah Al-Fatihah, for the fact that everyone needs Surah Al-Fatihah, for the fact that it supplements previous series of the SimplyRYQ, and also it serves as a reference for future series of the SimplyRYQ which are in the pipeline. So I cannot wait to see you in tomorrow's very new episode of the new series, which is SimplyRYQ Juzu Amma. Until then, see you in Jannah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم